Have you ever just wondered if there's a place, somewhere, where all our struggles finally make sense and just end? Well, there's an ancient myth that speaks to that exact hope, a place of ultimate peace that's been whispered about for centuries. So today, let's explore the Fortunate Isles. Right off the bat, you know this isn't some story told around the campfire. The sources describe it as something secret, almost sacred, a realm known only on the very edge of life and consciousness. We're not talking about just any old place. So what exactly were these Fortunate Isles? Well, in its simplest form, the myth presents them as a real destination, a paradise waiting for us. But of course, there's a catch. You could only get there after your time in the mortal world was well and truly over. What I find so fascinating here is the detail. This wasn't just some vague, cloudy heaven. Nope, it had a specific location, somewhere way out past the edge of the known world where the sun sets. And it had a really strict entry requirement. You had to be virtuous. This was a paradise that had to be earned. To really understand this place, our source gives us a guide, and it's probably not who you'd expect. No mighty king or fearsome warrior. Instead, we get Irenaeus, a humble poet whose life was all about quiet virtue. His journey is going to be our window into this whole mythical realm.
So when Irenaeus arrives, he steps into a paradise for the senses. I mean, just imagine it. Shores of pure silver sand, the air thick with the smell of honey and myrrh, and fields bathed in this soft, eternal twilight. It's a place where the struggles of the mortal world just cease to exist.
And this, right here, is the core of it all. The Isles are defined almost more by what they don't have than by what they do. No time, no hunger, no pain, no grief. Every single burden of mortal life is just lifted, leaving only this profound, unshakable peace. But look, a paradise is more than just a beautiful landscape, right? It's about the company you keep. So who exactly did Irenaeus find there? Let's meet the company of heroes. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. Getting into this paradise was not easy. The myths were crystal clear. You had to live not one, not two, but 3 lifetimes of perfect righteousness to earn your spot. This wasn't for the casually good. This was reserved for the true legends of virtue. And because of this incredibly high bar, the community Irenaeus finds is just extraordinary. It's a place of ultimate resolution. The great warriors have finally laid down their swords, they're at peace. The brilliant philosophers, they're no longer debating earthly matters, but contemplating the cosmos itself. All their struggles are finally over. And just look at this contrast. It's so powerful. Achilles, a man who was the very embodiment of rage in life, is finally calm. He's at peace. And Orpheus, whose music was basically defined by tragic loss, now plays songs of pure, simple joy. The Isles didn't just house these heroes, it healed their very souls. So you might be thinking, okay, is that all this myth is about? A beautiful retirement home for the souls of the righteous? Or is there something deeper going on here? Something that actually matters for us, the living? And that question leads us right to the heart of the matter. You see, the true power of the Fortunate Isles wasn't really for those who had already arrived. It was for those of us still struggling down here in the mortal world. It was a promise for the living. This is the key insight, the whole point. The myth wasn't just a bedtime story about the afterlife. It was an active, living force in the world. It was a powerful promise that your goodness, in the end, would be seen, that it would matter. And here's how that promise actually worked in people's lives. For a soldier facing death, it was the hope of peace. For a mother in a time of famine, it was the hope of abundance for her children. The idea of the Isles gave people real strength. It provided a vision of a better world that was worth striving for, right here and now. Even Irenaeus, standing there in literal perfection, feels this pull. He looks back at the mortal world with all its chaos and suffering and striving, and he isn't detached. He feels a deeper, more profound love for it than he ever did before. His humanity hasn't been erased, it's been amplified. So what does he do with this incredible feeling? He becomes a bridge for that promise. He starts to write again, sending his verses back to the world like messages on the wind. His words inspire dreams of that perfect peace, and those dreams, when people wake up, plant a seed. They inspire real people to make better choices, to be just a little kinder, a little more forgiving. And this is the final, beautiful takeaway. The Fortunate Isles were never just a physical place beyond the horizon. They were alive in the world, present in every small act of goodness, every moment of bravery. The paradise wasn't the destination, it was the journey of trying to live a good life. And so, that leaves us with a question for ourselves, doesn't it? The ancient world had this powerful myth to guide them, a vision of a paradise earned through goodness. And it makes you wonder, in our own complex, modern world, what are our Fortunate Isles? Where do we find that promise of a better world, the one that inspires us day by day to be better people?